Hello and welcome to the first Tribal Council for Surviving 1984 Director's Cut. I am here with the Davis tribe. Say hello, guys. All right, so Ben, you were one of the 5 that competed in the challenge. Would you like to explain what it was for us?
Yeah, love you, Blake. Thank you for inviting me on the show. So the challenge was telephone, and we had to listen to a very long and pretty deep, well-detailed story, and pass it to 5 different members of our tribe, and answer questions about the story. We didn't do too hot, so that's why we're here.
All right, and I saw that Miss Nicole just joined us. Nicole, do you think anything as a team could have been altered in order to win the challenge, or do you think you guys did the best that you could have done with the circumstances given?
I mean, yeah, if you tell us now, sure, like, we would have probably had a different game plan, but I'm a flop and I couldn't get freaking Zoom to open, so glad it wasn't a tech challenge. I think if we knew it was like gonna be alumni, we could have studied that, or if like we knew it was going to be 3 or 4 items a person, we could have kind of kept an eye out. I mean, you go in blind, so like you just kind of do the best you can with what you're given. And it's not like 9 is that much better than 7, let's be honest.
Awesome. Jackson, I'll head over to you next. Do you think, since it's an invite-only season, that might change the level of gameplay that's happening throughout the season?
I definitely do. I mean, we were all invited for some specific reason, whether that's being a good game player, a favorite or something. There's definitely a reason we were all cast, so I definitely expect the gameplay to follow suit.
Awesome. So Jake, do you think tonight's vote is going to be straightforward, or do you think something is happening behind the scenes?
One can only hope that the first tribal council is straightforward as long as it's not like you going. But this first tribal has been anything but straightforward. So we're in for something. Shit.
So speaking about potentially being in for something, Hunter, do you think that this early in the game an idle play could be likely tonight? Or, like I said earlier, do you see it just being a straightforward vote?
I don't think it's going to be a straightforward vote at all. I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. There is a trio out there that has been talked about that we think that Kevin, Livingston, and Tim all knew each other prior to the game, and that's if they are a trio, that's dangerous, So I don't think it's going to be a straightforward vote. I know my name was thrown out at one point. I know Constance's was. I know Livingston's was, and I know Brian's was. So I think it's just like people are just trying to throw and see what sticks. Don't think it's going to be a straightforward vote. And I play games and I'm not worried about idols. If someone has an idol and they play it, like, it wasn't meant for me to stay in the game if I was the vote anyways. So idols are just like a small factor in the way I play my games.
Awesome. So Tim, you were just mentioned as potentially being a part of a trio. How do you counteract that and fight for your own safety tonight?
I mean, us 3 played in a season, and that's what we're getting. I voted Livingston out. I don't even know. He might still harbor some feelings toward me. Kevin voted me out.
And I just want to say, I have fucking hated playing with him in every game I've ever played with him.
He has. But who hasn't, honestly? No, but I didn't come into this game going, Deception Island, we got to work together as this 3, man, because we played a season, boom, we're a trio, we're locked in, we have all the votes, we're in one mind. Like, it's just stupid. They formed, it's like the poker alliance. They found something that they could unite against. Not necessarily true, but they formed an alliance again, or then not maybe not alliance, but they formed a voting block against it, even though it's not true. But there's nothing you can do.
Right. So Constance, there were
Yes,
five
sir.
people who, obviously there were 5 people who played the challenge, 5 people who couldn't play the challenge. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think as somebody who didn't play the challenge that could put a target on your back, or do you feel like that's kind of like a saving grace in a way that you're not responsible for being here tonight?
Well, first and foremost, I think it's funny how I am a potential target here. I can't even understand. There's even no reason behind it. But you know, it's all right. But for me, I feel like that, in my opinion, I feel like that somebody who hasn't even shown their challenge strengths or anything like that yet, I don't feel like that I should be somebody that should be eliminated quite yet. But you know, ultimately, whatever prerogative it is that people felt the need to address afternoon is completely up to them. So I just wish them the best of luck.
Awesome. So Livingston, I'll head over to you next. Going back to the challenge, do you think as somebody who did participate in the challenge and you guys lost, do you think that could kind of be pinned back on you as a reason to get you out? Or do you think that challenge performance is not being put into this vote?
It's not being, I can guarantee you it is not being put in the vote, because the fact of the matter is, I know my name's out there and I know I'm very likely the boot tonight, except I'm not the boot because of the challenge. I stepped up when everyone that stepped up for the challenge, completely appreciate them, glad they stepped up, but everyone was like, oh, you know, who should go first, who should go first? I stepped up and I'm willing to be active, and in future challenges, I'm willing to be active and try my best for this tribe, and I might be going home tonight, not because of that, but because of 3 in a 10-person tribe, when depending on how we play this vote, if you vote out the wrong person, you're going to tribal for most of the pre-swap game, and you're going to be that tribe that swaps into the minority every single time. So you can vote someone out like me that may help you in challenges in the future, and then tribal becomes a place where y'all are going every single round, and no one wants that. And I know no one wants to be the first boot of this season, but that's my final plea. I will say transparently, I do not think the trio exists. As I've told people, I see each game as a new game, whether it be people I've worked with in previous games or people I worked against in previous games or people that are completely new to me. I'm perfectly open to meeting new people in games, and that's one of my favorite parts about games. So I'll give my all in the tribal challenges if I stay, and I hope y'all decide to keep me, because I am very worried tonight, and it has nothing to do with the tribal performance. So that's all I have to say.
So Livingston expressed that he is very, very nervous about tonight. Is anybody else feeling the same way? Feel like they could be the vote?
Hey, Blake. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm driving.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. You know what? Let's make this a fun tribal. Okay. So, I want to know who is the one pushing that this quote unquote trio is a thing. I've heard names. I've heard names of who's pushing it. But, you know, I just want to ask if there's anyone that wants to say, oh, it was me, or if everyone wants to continue doing the game of this is what I've heard.
Kevin, they're not gonna do it at tribal. Like they're
Oh no!
there would be.
I know. If the quote unquote fucking poker alliance is real, it doesn't matter because they're gonna boot us next.
Right.
So to be honest, like, I don't know you guys is like, I know there's a lot of 10 gagers on here. I don't know any of your history, but like nobody plays in org and knows 0 people. So like everybody comes into a game and knows somebody. So like,
thank you. So why are we being targeted for knowing someone?
Yeah, I will say, when it comes to whoever's throwing that out there, as I said, I touched on the whole tribal challenge performance thing. it goes the same way. If you don't vote out someone that could be very integral in sowing distrust in the tribe, that could also hurt the tribe moving forward. So, I'm just trying to be as transparent as possible. So whoever's throwing out, whatever this trio is, they could just as easily throw out something about you next vote if that serves whoever this person is his game plan. So.
All right, and then Kevin, I will end this little question answer portion with you. You've been very adamant about traveling this weekend. Do you think that could be a reason people want to take you out, or do you think that that's a reason why people could keep you because maybe you're not able to make those early on social connections?
Blake, I don't know because, yes, I'm traveling, so if I cut out, that's just how it happens. I know a couple people that I was talking to. I was trying to call, and, internet was not helping. But I don't really know because everyone's is just lying to me this vote. I mean, I've always played a very, passive game. I let the game react. I let the game play out, and I react to it. But it's mind-boggling to me that it goes from a quote-unquote unsaid consensus to we're going to leave out people out of the vote because we think that they're in a trio. I mean, actually, you know what? Let's even be a little bit more specific. Is Brian here?
He's like the one person that's not here.
All right. Well, okay. Well, here's the thing. I have been told by multiple people that Brian is the one that's pushing this super fucking hard. Brian has always been messy in games. He was messy in his season of Trinity. If we want to go with connections, even though it's not real, I mean, Jake and Brian played in Trinity together, even though they were on complete other sides. Do you want to target them because they just played together? People are being messy and just wanting to call the shots, and it's fine because it seems like I'm probably going to go next because, if part of a trio was gone, there's going to be a duo in a tribe of 9. So, I mean, it sucks that he's not on call to counterbalance that. I mean, if anyone else wants to speak up, we might as well make this as transparent as possible since everyone wants to be quiet, leading up to the vote. No,
Yeah,
no takers.
No, yeah, I don't think they're gonna comment.
Right. Yeah, all right, there you go.
Alrighty, does anybody have anything else to say before we get to the vote? Alrighty, if you all can go to your production chat and confirm your vote for me, I will be back when I have all of them. Oh, this is also the time where you can give shout outs or talk amongst yourselves.
Shout out to the
Shout out the Poker Alliance.
Shout out to the Deception Island cast. Apparently, we have a 20-person alliance that I didn't know about. So at any time any of us are in a game together, we are immediately in the alliance.
I'm still going to be coming after you, Jim, in games.
Just not just me.
Shout out to Grace, Beyonce. I love you, bestie.
Yes, Grace.
Shout out to the final 8 of Trinity Survivor Deception Island, which Tim voted my ass out.
Yeah, I shout out the whole cast. You went more vague.
Well, I just want to pinpoint that one
I see. Just that one round where I blindsided you.
Shout out to TJ, Maddie, Aika, all real ones.
Aika's such a king. TJ is too. King.
They all are.
Yeah, they all are.
Maddie's not a king. Maddie's a queen.
Shout out to Brian.
Maddie's a queen. Oh.
Shout out to Jake's fake head. I'm ready for the votes to be read.
Shout out to Vodka Sour. That's all I'm gonna say.
Alrighty, I have the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Blake, can I play your hat?
This is just a hat.
Fuck. It's worth the try. It's worth the try. Let's go.
This is where the idol just is standing.
Always.
Anybody else? All right, once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom call immediately. First vote. Constance. Livingston. That's one vote Constance, one vote Livingston. 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 That's 3 votes Livingston, 1 vote Constance. Kevin.
I bet.
3 votes Livingston, 1 vote Constance, 1 vote Kevin. Kevin. 2 votes Kevin, 3 votes Livingston, 1 vote Constance. Kevin. We are tied. 3 votes Kevin, 3 votes Livingston, 1 vote Constance.
All right, vote me out, fuckers.
Kevin. It's 4 votes Kevin, 3 votes Livingston, 1 vote Constance.
That's
are
fantastic.
messy.
That is fantastic.
What?
And the first person voted out of surviving 1984 director.
That is fantastic.
Kevin. Kevin, do you have any
All right,
final
if
words?
y'all want to be this fucking messy, then whatever. Well, you know what? The Poker Alliance is dead was never a thing. I just really hope y'all get Brian out.
I wish I would have known. I would have written your name down, Kevin.
I know. I would have written his name down too. I fucking wrote Livingston's name down.
What?
Sorry, babe.
I would have
Alright.
written Tim's name down if y'all would have told me to. Fuck y'all.
All right, with the first person out of the game, we will have to see what happens next.